Welcome guys, grab some tea and some cookies and let's discuss some robots and some news. A lot has happened this week. Just look at the headlines hitting the web right now. Big boy Foxconn deploying humanoid robots straight to European factories. In Chicago, a massive, high-stakes showdown is brewing over the safety and future deployment of robots. While everyone is watching World Cup, RoboCup is starting soon, where AI bots are rewriting the laws of physics and how to play the sport. I'll tell you exactly what happened at ICRA and many more juicy news and rumors coming your way. We're kicking things off in Paris at Vivatech, where the biggest manufacturing giant, Mr. Foxconn, just shocked an industry by debuting its own humanoid precision-oriented robot, built for factory deployment. And you know what is the craziest part? They say that the machine can be trained for new deployment on the assembly line in the matter of hours, not months. This isn't just another flashy prototype. This is a masterclass in vertical integration. Foxconn's dual-arm wheeled humanoid was shown performing complex, bimanual precision tasks like high repetition, pick and place, material handling, and screw fastening, the exact brutal labor required to build modern tech hardware. The secret weapon here isn't just the metal chassis, it's the software pipeline. The robot runs entirely on the NVIDIA Isaac GR00T framework. I am Groot. Instead of engineers manually writing millions of lines of motion script, the robot trains inside a GPU-accelerated virtual simulation running at up to 1,000 times real-time speed. The GR00T Dreams pipeline can simulate 780,000 unique robot trajectories in just 11 hours. So that basically compresses 3 months of real-world physical training into a single night, which is then flashed directly onto the robot's onboard Jetson Thor, God of Thunder, inference brain for immediate deployment on the factory floor. Let's look at the immediate downside, all right? So if Foxconn is gonna get the monopoly on factory humanoid robots, because what stops it just from buying all the other startups, it's gonna get full control over the hardware, software, and all the data pretty much across the world in every factory. But for now, we're just gonna have quality fails at factories. The only thing is, it's one thing when a robot fails at the house and another one when it fails at the factory. The consequences you gotta watch out for. But you know, we're always staying positive, and Foxconn is actually finally proving that manufacturing can advance and scale rapidly with the coming of humanoid robots to help them. And it is finally that we're moving past the hype part to the actual commercial appliance of the technology part, which is good job, Foxconn. Well, now let's talk about something simple and lazy. Maybe you remember those BYD chargers that come from the sky and charge your vehicle in like 5 minutes? Well, Xiaomi is taking this not 1, but 10 steps further. It is finally unveiled their autonomous robotic charging arm. Yeah, boy! Finally, some high-tech solution, so I don't need to do another 3 extra movements. Nice. Let's be honest, the premise here is pure convenience. When you park your EV, you don't even have to open your door or step outside in the rain. The car communicates wirelessly with a specialized multi-joint robotic arm installed next to your parking space. Using an array of advanced spatial computer vision sensors, the arm wakes up, maps the environment in real time, and accurately tracks the movement of the car's automated charging port door. Once the door opens, the robotic arm dynamically calculates the vector, extends its limb with the perfect millimeter precision, and smoothly inserts the heavy charging cable. The entire sequence happens autonomously in seconds, handles high voltage power lines safely, and retracts back into weatherproof housing the moment the battery is full. Well, I'd say the obvious risk with that thing is that if one of the sensors gets messed up and then this arm starts going crazy, it will break your car, but it also can break you apart because that thing looks strong. And also, do we really need technology every step of the way we go? But at the same time, it normalizes robot-to-human interaction. And it's like that one thing that your grandmother was like, yo, so what does this thing do? And then you show her, and then she's always sticking with that. It just makes life simpler and more like we're living in a futuristic movie, which is kind of cool. Alright, let's get serious for a second. because the preview just dropped for the Automate Expo in Chicago. And the biggest takeaway, that it has now a massive pavilion dedicated to humanoid robots. Every big boy is coming to show their products, which is moving us rapidly from those prototype eras to actual commercial deployment. This pavilion represents a historic corporate realignment. Heavyweights like 1X, Agility Robotics with their Digit platform, Aptronic and Boston Dynamics with the new electric Atlas are no longer trying to impress people with their viral dance videos. The entire conversation at the executive level has shifted to unit economics, hardware certification, and mass logistics deployment. The real underlying story this week is the entry of massive traditional automation gatekeepers like ABB Robotics. They are stepping in to enforce rigorously safety, compliance, and industrial standards. The challenge is no longer just making a humanoid robot walk across the flat floor. It's proving that these machines can run 24/7 alongside human factory workers without requiring an entire team of software engineers standing by with a physical kill switch. Alright, let's get real. I like the safety just as the next guy, but so much certification and safety rules are gonna kill or at least slow down so many new startups that are just trying to produce something. This bottleneck effect is gonna stall so many cool projects, and the big boys like ABB or NVIDIA are not gonna be touched by it, again bringing power and the golden rule, first came, first served, to them. But all things considered, of course it's a huge positive. Because if you're going to be around those things, or are they going to be working in the factory or in your house, you got to feel safe next to them, and they have to be safe, approved, and overall ready for the unexpected human environment. And ready, not for 70, not for 90%, but 100% ready. And for that, you do need certificates, papers, and blah, blah, blah. World Cup is here, and the RoboCup is coming our way. So here's what happened. A bunch of dudes were programming their robots how to play football or soccer, and then the AI inside of those robots was like, okay, brother, I got it from here. And just invented, out of nowhere, new physical movements and ways to play the sport. Kinda cool, kinda creepy. The researchers did not write lines of code instructing the robots how to pass, defend, or shoot. Instead, they simply gave the neural network a digital reward function, figure out how to get the ball into opponent's net. The AI then runs millions physical simulations to maximize that reward. When they deployed the software onto physical hardware, the robots didn't move like traditional machines. They had taught themselves emergent behaviors that humans never envisioned. The robots actively micro-adjusted their ankle joint torque to execute fluid slide kicks with the sight of their metal feet so vastly superior ball control. They even utilized complex dynamic body rolls to physically shield the ball from defenders, using pure machine instinct to calculate complex real-world physics on the fly. It's all fun and games, but it is a bit scary. The idea of black box neural networks inventing physical behavior that humans can't predict, can't even think of, is truly some Black Mirror stuff. On the other hand, isn't that what autonomous means? Because we keep throwing this word around, but what we actually want is the computer to program itself. So basically, we're getting what we've been trying to achieve, where you don't need any more people to code the thing. It's just gonna improve itself with the every next evolution. So I think we are witnessing the true evolution of robotics. Fasten your seatbelts. We're going to Austria, where ICRA conference just wrapped up its second week. All things per usual, a lot of humanoid robots, a lot of weird robots, but the funniest thing was to watch the new humanoid smart guys trying to interact with humans, and sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe not. ICRA, or ICRA, brought together over 8,000 robotics and companies, and the exhibition floor became a live testing ground for embodied AI. A massive theme this year was social robotics, teaching humanoid how to understand human body language, interpret gestures, and respond naturally in crowded spaces. But watching these highly advanced academic research models attempt this is a chaotic real-world convention center was pure entertainment. When the robots worked, it was brilliant. But the moment a spectator walked too close or through an unexpected gesture, you could see the embodied AI engines experience hilarious, awkward hesitation. Some robots would freeze entirely, others would execute incredibly slow, overly dramatic head turns, and a few would overcorrect their balance, looking like they had a complete existential crisis over a simple high five.
Hey, we all make mistakes. And if you're a humanoid robot, well, you're gonna make so many more mistakes before you actually can interact properly with a human being. So all props to them guys and for the labs that are trying to adapt these machines for the human environment. They're still a little bit lost, but that's okay. I'm also a little bit lost sometimes. Just keep trying. Let's come back to Earth because a critical macroeconomic reality check is incoming. This past week, we saw another massive influx of venture capital pouring into early stage robotic startups like Integra, Maneva, Neura, signaling that investors are desperate to catch that AI physical wave. But behind the scenes, a major commercial countdown has just begun.
The capital numbers are historic, but the hardware runway is running out. Venture capitalists are no longer content funding endless research and development cycles. The explicit mandate across the board right now is immediate commercial deployment and positive unit economics. Startups are facing a brutal ultimatum. They must move their humanoid platforms off the laboratory benches and onto paying customer floors with the next 12 months. If these heavily funded companies cannot prove that their machines can generate a tangible return on investment in real warehouses and manufacturing hubs, the venture capital market will dry up instantly, threatening a massive dot-com style market correction for the entire robotics sector.
So let's look at this at the very realistic way. Over the next 12 to 24 months, a lot of cool startups with mediocre tech and good marketing are gonna fall apart. This is gonna create a bit of a panic, a bit of uncertainty in this space. But honestly, I think that's the only way to make path for proper humanoid robot startups that are trying to change the world. For some, it may look like a bubble, but I don't think it will even get to the stages of being a bubble. I think it will go as smoothly as butter, just kick it out of the playing field. Those guys who generated a bunch of pictures with AI but couldn't deliver on their promises. The real one and the strong one will survive. Well, those were the biggest stories this week, and it is clear that robots are slowly but surely reshaping the physical world today. So tell me your ideas and predictions in the comments and subscribe for more robots. Tony offline.